What's up, Nail Geeks? I am back again with Polish's newest collection for us in July. We have the Antiquity collection, which consists of 2 shimmers, 2 gold flakes, and 2 what I would consider really blinged out type of finishes. So these are absolutely stunning. I don't know what it is about this month. Every single collection I've swatched so far has been phenomenal. So let's dive right in. First up is Atlantis. This is a bright turquoise cream with crushed gold flake. So those of you who have been collecting those gold flaked polishes from Pahlish so far, this is going to be really a must have. That base color is so flattering and so pretty. Now for opacity on this one, I'm going to suggest between 2 and 3 coats depending on your nail length. Though personally I took it up to 2 coats and I thought it really plumped out very nicely. So this has a super satisfying type of cruddy-like formula. It's got just a touch of squish to it, but it builds up very quickly. So on that second coat here, you can see it's really offering some fantastic coverage, and per usual, giving my bottle a good shake, I got excellent flaky payoff coverage of this. This is very similar in flake style to the previous ones that have been released in that they are of the smaller type, so you'll get that nice gorgeous type of speckling effect. Now this does dry down a little bit on the flat side, so I'm going to recommend a really good glossy top coat to make it pop. And next is Pompeii. This is a fiery coral red with a mix of crushed gold flake and iridescent flakes. So this type of red, I always get really nervous on videos. Y'all know at this point that reds and pinks typically give me some trouble on swatching, but this one I felt like it's coming off decently color accurate to what I'm seeing in person. So there's definitely a coral type of undertone happening with this one, and overall it's a very vibrant, fiery, red hot type of red. So kind of in between there in the coral undertones and that vibrant, fiery type of finish. Now this is packed full of those crushed gold flakes and little iridescent flakes, so that base color really takes over them and it gives you this nice depth type of appearance. So for opacity on this one, I'm going to suggest between 2 and 3 coats, though honestly I found that at the second coat I didn't really feel a need to go up to a 3rd coat. So definitely going to depend on your preference for this one. Again, I'm going to recommend a good glossy top coat, and you'll get that super, just so much depth from all those flakes. Just a really flattering color. And next is Dorado. This is a bright golden yellow with a mix of crushed gold flake and iridescent flakes. So this one has a similar finish to Pompeii, and this type of yellow is what I would consider very bright, but I think it has a true gold type of appearance to it. So not quite mustard, but not quite sunshine yellow. It's kind of right there in the middle. I would describe it as probably a medium toned type of yellow. Now with that said, as someone who has very strong golden and yellow undertones to my skin, I thought this one popped like crazy on me. So definitely a awesome yellow if you are shy of them and you worry about it not popping well against you. I think this one's super flattering, and the flakes in this one really come off as a somewhat almost rainbow-like effect. You can kind of see a little bit of a green and a pink shift happening with them. Really nice overall, and again between 2 and 3 coats, though personally I thought 2 coats looked just fine, and a good glossy top coat, and you'll be smooth sailing and just super sparkly in your final look. And next is Fountain of Youth. This is described as a periwinkle cream with green to pink shimmer. So this one has a really satisfying creamy-like finish to the formula. It applies somewhat crelly-like in that while it is creamy and smooth, it still has a little bit of bounce-back squishiness to it, and it does dry down pretty flat. So on this one, I'm also going to suggest a good glossy top coat. Now, for opacity, between 2 and 3 coats for most. This is really going to depend on your nail length. Now, keep in mind, I do have a pretty awful repair on this nail that I'm trying to grow out as quickly as possible. But I personally found that at 3 coats, it really plumped out very nicely. Now, of course, if I didn't have that repair, I might have gotten away with that 2nd coat, but I think a 3rd thin coat was just perfectly necessary, just to really make that shimmer pop out like crazy. So this has that nice luminescent type glow to it. I do feel like the video is being color accurate to what I'm seeing in person on that base color. Definitely a periwinkle type of cream. It's got just a touch of a dusky feel. Of course that could be from the shimmer, but really nice luminescent factor happening. And next we have Hanging Gardens. This is a pale peach cream with crushed gold flake. So I recently posted the Zoya video. I dare say that I'm kind of starting to understand the appeal for coral type of shades. I wasn't really feeling it for the longest time, but I think I'm understanding. I get it. It's a really pretty color when it's done well, and I think this is one of those. So I do agree with the official description. This is a true type of peach, but I feel like it has just the slightest bit of a coral type of undertone to it. There's lots of those little gold flecks in this one. You'll get a really nice payoff with them on your nail, and for opacity between 2 and 3 coats, and I think you'll be good to go, of course depending on how you apply. I thought that it looked great at 2, but again, I've got that awful repair on my nail, so that could be playing a factor in it, but I felt like that third thin coat really helped to plump everything out and get my nail nice and even. So this one also dries down somewhat flat, so again, good glossy top coat, and you'll really get that beautiful popping for those flakes. I think this one was also another really gorgeous one. And finally we have Alexandria. This is a soft neon pink with rose gold. Another really flattering shade. I do feel like this one is behaving pretty well on the video. I think this is definitely a neon pink. I think it has just a touch of a purplish type of undertone to it, and it's got quite a bit of a squish factor on application. So honestly, I think between 2 and 3 coats, it does dry down pretty flat. So again, a good glossy top coat here is pretty necessary in my opinion. Though of course I do think it will also look really cool mattified too. So the shimmer gives that nice iridescent type of effect. It applies very similar to Fountain of Youth, which was that periwinkle cream. And for the most part, I think 3 coats should do just fine. So again, I want to remind you guys, I do have that awful break that I'm trying to hide. So those of you with somewhat shorter nails than what I've got on the video, you might be able to get away with 2 coats, but again, really going to depend on your preference. So finishing off with a glossy top coat, it's got so much glow, definitely a true neon pink, but once again, I feel like there is just a touch of a purple undertone to it. But overall, I think it's just a really flattering type of vibrant shade. So the Antiquity collection releases July 12th on pre-order through July 14th. After that, regular restocks will occur after the pre-order ships. All shades in this set are 12. I'll link you guys below to Pahlish's shop if you want to check that out, and my blog post if you want to see additional swatches and all that good stuff. As always, if you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching.